Welcome, Wanderers, to the Masters of Sanctuary Clipcast. I'm your host, Cliptus. Our expert today is a Mobalytics partner, a Diablo partner, and one amazing content creator. This is Raven Ritual. Raven, welcome to the podcast.
Cliptus, thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and I've been following the Masters of Sanctuary. I think the content you've been putting out is very interesting, and it's so nice to get some angles to some people that we know and love, and get a bit more information to who they are, where they came from. So yeah, looking forward to today.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey with this podcast here. So, for everybody else, so that they can get to know you, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where did your gaming career start, and what brought you from that to Diablo 4?
Oh, I guess good question. I'm a '90s baby, so I grew up. I think my first gaming platform was Windows 98. I played my first game, which was probably Need for Speed 1.
Nice. Nice. Me too.
Yeah, oh, really? Awesome. And so I played Need for Speed 1. I think I had Sega Rally at home, so rather than go to the arcade where you put your dollar coin in to play for a little bit, I was actually able to play the entire Sega Rally. My dad,
Nice.
and he was a PC builder through the 80s and the 90s. A graphics designer, built websites, did a lot of coding. So I was kind of lucky to have a very intelligent father. So I had a full like racing wheel setup with a joystick to shift gears, the pedals, and at like
Nice.
7 years old, that is the coolest thing ever. All your friends want
Oh,
to
yeah.
come over on the weekend. Yeah, so I think that was the start. Then I played, Duke Nukem 2D. I think Immortalized was here on one of the podcasts and said that was one of his first games. So I got to chat to him
Yeah.
about that. Um,
That's awesome.
and then yeah, I played games through a bit of StarCraft, Age of Empires. That was a very big game I played. The old cheat
I
code.
loved Age of Empires. Oh yeah, 100%.
Big Daddy, Age of Mythology. I played Nintendo 64 through to PlayStation 1, 2, and I guess I actually took a break from gaming for about 9 years of my life, which a lot of people don't really
Oh
know.
wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
think 15 to 24, life got in the way. I really was focusing on where I wanted to go, my career,
Hmm.
relationships, and all that kind of thing. And it wasn't until I moved state and I was living with my housemate, and I got home from work one day. He's like, "Hey, Raven, do you want to play Diablo 3?" I'm like, "No, I'm not really interested." He's like, "You got to see this game. Like, it's so fun. Like, it's got constant updates with seasons." I'm like, "Okay, I'll give it a go." So played, and I was like, I don't really like this. This top-down view, that's not my kind of game. I like first person or third person more. 20 minutes in, I'm in love. Like, the story captivated me. Like, I
Yeah.
wanted to know where it's going. I'm like, oh, like, are we a Nephilim? What's happening? And 2,000 hours later, I was back to my roots,
Wow.
my foundation of who I was as a kid and who I was as a human being. And I think, gaming has always been a core part of me. And I'm sad I missed that chapter of my life, but I guess I've got a lot of life learning and experience for going through that.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. And we all have to go on journeys throughout our life, and somehow we always find our way back to what we want to be doing and what we really enjoy. So that's a very cool part of it. Joining the Diablo Partner Program is no small deal. You have a really awesome origin story that got you in. Now, I got to hear this story. Now, I want you to tell everybody because I heard the story and I was like, that is amazing. So let's hear it.
Yeah, I think kind of comes back to the origin of where I started streaming from. I don't know if that's a later question, but
Yeah,
um,
no, yeah. Let's hear
I
it.
I started streaming. Well, the reason I got into content creation was funny enough playing with my housemate in Diablo 3. I was working out some builders like, man, why are you kicking ass? And I'm struggling over here. I'm like, I don't know, this just makes sense. I'll use this skill, this skill, this skill. This set kind of incorporates that damage with this. Like, it just makes sense. He's like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, oh man, you got everything wrong over there. I don't even play Paladin, but I can just tell like that's not working. So I started doing things, and it's like, man, you should start doing this. Look at these guys; they're streaming, like they're doing really well. We could do like podcast
That's
kind of
cool.
stuff. And I was like, nah, I don't have time for that. I've got a full time job. I'm focusing on my promotion. And I guess it got to Borderlands 3 when that came out, and there were all these amazing content creators putting out crazy ass build guides. And I had this build. It was an all radiation Moze build. I called it Hiroshi Moze because I just used to
Nice.
get in the eye bear, drop two nukes, and just completely radiate everything, infinite healing. And I could do all the end game content, and probably only like a couple minutes slower than like world record builds, which was pretty cool. So I put that out. Terrible quality. Got quite a good few views on YouTube, but I had to. I was just gaming from Xbox at the time, so I couldn't just record from. I had to live stream to Twitch, upload it, and then download it to upload to YouTube. And when I was going through the recording, there were people in there chatting like, "Hey man, this is really cool. What's going on? Why aren't you responding to us? Hey, hello." I was like, "Oh, I feel kind of bad. I was just making a recording, but people were watching. What the hell?"
Huh, that is really cool.
So from there, I guess you know, it wasn't until I was playing a game, Evil Dead, um, which is a 4v1 asymmetrical horror PvE, and I played a lot of Demon, which is like the 1 versus 4, and I had strategies that were outside of the norm that I worked on, and I was beating almost every team. Like on OCE servers, I was known as one of the best demons in the entire game, and
Oh wow, that's impressive.
yeah, so I was friends with a lot of content creators. I used to hang out with them and play Survivor Side, and they're like, "Man, you got to stream. You got to do it." I'm like, "No, no, no, it's fine. Like we want to see your strategies. You got to do it." So I started streaming, and because I was known through the community, I got affiliate in like 4 days. Um, I got to 100, 200 followers like really, really quick, and the growth happened in 4, 6 months, 3 months. It was awesome, and Diablo 4 was coming out, and that was the love. Like it was my passion. It's my one of my favorite two franchises of all time, other than Borderlands. And so I dropped all that. I was doing all right on views, and I took 11 days off for Diablo 4 launch, and I
Okay,
streamed,
nice.
and I had like 2 to 7 viewers. It was terrible. It like kind of broke my heart.
Oh no.
You remember what it was like
Oh.
when you first started, like little baby view days?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep.
Mm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember not too long ago having my average be about 3 people just watching the stream.
Yep.
Yep.
And it kind of sucks when you go from 30 to like 3 just because of a game
Yeah.
change. And so I was like, I stuck to it for a couple of months, and I went, another game came out, Texas Chainsaw Massacre PVE, which I built my community on. Even though I didn't really like the game, I didn't like the gameplay, I didn't really care for it. I felt like I sold out on my love of stopping what I wanted to do something that I felt like I had to do, and I'm really not happy about that decision now. Like I think you got to be in it to do it for the love. Like I'm not a full-time streamer. I think if it's a full-time streamer for me, it becomes my job, my day to day, and I don't make the same decisions that I would do as now when it comes from the love and the passion. So
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
I a couple months later, someone joined my Discord, and you know when you get the bots and the spam people that join your Discord that are trying to harass you and sell you stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I nearly banned Bloodshed from my Discord when he joined.
Wow. Oh god, could you imagine?
Oh, that would have been terrible. That would have been the biggest mistake of my life. But yeah, so Bloodshed joined my Discord, and I thought this time, oh, I'm just gonna Google search who they were. I was on my way to work, and I'm like,
Hmm.
digital marketing manager Blizzard. What the hell? And I looked him up on YouTube. I'm like, what, 120k subs, over 100k followers on Twitch. And I messaged a couple of my mods, and they're like, oh, man, what's he doing down here with us? I'm like, I don't know. Next day I woke up, and it said, "Hey, I was combing through the community for popular clips, and I just wanted to reach out to ask if it was okay to use your video at BlizzCon." I was like, first thing it was like popular clips. The stream was like 3 people. What do you mean popular clips? I had nothing that was popular. And I went back and I featured a clip of me like reaching level 100 in that first like week. And I was like, level 100, let's go. And like it's just this excitement because it was like a 10-hour grind or 8-hour grind to get that last level.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
People love that.
Yeah.
People love that stuff.
And man, I had like 400, 500 views on a clip. I'm like, what happened there? And then I got kind of like schoolgirl gigglish. I don't think I've been so nervous in my life where I was like, oh my gosh, like for real? Like I've always wanted to go to BlizzCon. It's like one of like the things I've aspired to attend my whole life. Go to like Gamescom, BlizzCon, those type of events. Like even from playing Overwatch, and yeah, it went through. I watched BlizzCon. It was there, and yeah, a year later we had the 1 year anniversary video for Diablo. Again, they asked to use my clip, the same one, for that video, and I said, yep. And from there, I got invited back to the Diablo Partnership Program. But After that BlizzCon, I was like, you know what? I'm going in on Diablo. It's my passion. It's my love, and I just really pushed and got started putting out some build guides, gaining some traction, and yeah, continue to grow the community with something I love. I feel like sometimes you have to start again if you're new, but it's worth it if that's your passion and that's what you care about.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, what an origin story though. From being almost out on Diablo 4 because the streaming itself was something that kind of took some of the fun out of it to hopping into the Diablo Partner Program. And now look at you, still making videos, and it's really, really cool. So that's a really great story. Thank you for sharing that with everybody.
Oh, thanks, Clip.
Season 9 is in full swing right now. What has been your favorite part of playing this season right now?
Ooh. To be honest, my favorite part was the day one grind. I know you were there for it. Um,
Oh, yeah.
it was unexpected because you invited me to the day one Mobalytics race to T4, right?
Yeah, that was super fun.
How did that idea
That was
start?
a lot of fun. The idea started with Immortalize, actually. I'd popped into a stream and we were getting close to the end of season 8. Every single season, I put out a bunch of groups. I think last season and this season, we had probably close to 50 groups that we put together. Randomly assign the groups. They all go out together at the very start of the season. They play together. They get to explore all the new content. It's probably my favorite time of the season. You get to meet a whole bunch of new people, share gear, level up together. So he knew that I did something like that and proposed that maybe like him and I have a little friendly competition. We put groups out, we have a race. That very, very, very quickly spiraled into let's get everybody. And we started working on getting sponsors, and we started working on reaching out to other content creators and posting on social media. And we ended up having like 25, 30 teams racing, I think. It was really, really fun. We learned a lot. So there will be another race. We made a whole bunch of mistakes that we will be fixing. So for anybody that didn't get to join the race, it's going to be happening next season. It's going to be very fun. What was your experience with the race?
So I said to you like, oh, because it was the season launch was my first week. It was my last week at my current job. I've been there for a couple of years, and I recently resigned and got a new job. It's like a double promotion in digital marketing space. So I was
Oh,
like,
congratulations.
I couldn't take that day off middle of the week of my last week. I mean, I put my 4 weeks notice in, but so what I did, I went to bed super early because it was 3 a.m. for me in Australia. Like it's brutal. Every season launch,
Yeah,
every
that's
update, every campfire chat, I lose sleep. I go to bed, like get 2 hours sleep, wake up, watch the campfire, go back to sleep for 2 hours, go to work. It's rough, but
dedication.
yeah, passion. It's
Right. Yes. Yep.
So I got up, I was gaming, I was like, oh, Immortalize is on, I better see how he's going for the season launch. So I just popped up a window, because I always like to tab up my friends as much as I can, like 3, 5 tabs to at least support, people that I care about in the community while I'm gaming. And I had the sound on, and I saw him starting the season, like, oh no, like his friend Clinky and his mod kept disconnecting. His like Xbox just wasn't running. And so they were getting a really bad start to the race. And then Immortalize is like, oh, who else is out there that can help and join? And I watch for a few seconds. No one. No one. I'm like, hey, Morty, yeah, I can join. So, oh, Raven, you sure? I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
So I jumped in. We got into it. A few hours in, I was like, I gotta work. I'm gonna have to call in sick for work. Oh no, I feel so bad. I mean, I've committed to them for a long time. I've been like an amazing employee. I've done heaps for that company, but yeah, I called in sick. I was like, I can't make it. And then, yeah, I just think the fun of that grind and with a 4 man party that's just pushing each other, like, hurry up, let's go, let's go, let's go. This way, this way, this way. It was just, I've never had that much adrenaline playing Diablo for a long time. And for, what was it, 9 hours, and that last hour, like, we're almost like shaking. Immortalized adrenaline was pumping. We were pushing, we were so far behind. It was crazy. So I think I'm really looking forward to the season 10, and I hope that you Immortalize can make this bigger, better, and thanks to the sponsorship from Mobalytics for putting in some money for the prizes. I think that was super cool from them.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Because Diablo's always been about the race,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this was actually the first race in any ARPG that I've ever taken part in. So I'm very excited to put on the next one. So you guys, we're gonna have another one coming. So I was super excited about this.
Yeah. And now with my new job, I get every Wednesday off. So I will forever in my current job have day one of every season off.
Oh, beautiful. That's actually for me too, no matter what. I'm always off on Tuesdays in the US. So Tuesdays is always when we get their patch. And so it works out perfectly for me too.
That's so awesome.
So I know this. Not a lot of people know this yet if they haven't known you, but Sorc is your main class. Where did that start, and then kind of what drew you to that class?
Well, I started in Diablo 3. I played Wizard. I love the Firebird build. I actually love Frozen Orb, was probably my favorite. So when it came to D4, I played the open beta. I played every class. I leveled everyone to 25. I got my Ashava kill. I actually struggled with Sorc in the open beta. Sorc was kind of like
Hmm.
underperforming. I tested every ability, and the only one I could find to do any decent damage off was Ice Shot. I was like, man, this is cool. Like, I like this build. I felt like I'd cracked the class, maybe because I had previous knowledge with interactions of how Sorcerer has kind of worked. It gave me a bit of a level up when it came to D4. But I played Necro, everything, and after the two open betas, the server slam, I actually sat there changing my mind on what class I was going to play before day one. I was like, oh, do I go Druid? I really love Pulverize. I think Pulverize is super cool. I was like, oh, it's just one build. Like, do I love the other builds as much? I was like, oh, Necro. Like, it fits my aesthetic. Like, I like the alternative style, the dark
Of
look.
course. Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that's a perfect good fit for you. Yeah.
Blood and Bone. I want Blood and Bone, but I don't like minions. I'm not a big fan of, the minion build. I'm sorry to all you minion lovers out there. Don't hate me.
I love minions.
Do you?
So apology accepted. Yes, I love minion builds. I play minion builds every single season that I hop on the Necromancer.
What what
Always a minion build.
what do you love about minion builds?
I so it started in Diablo 2. In Diablo 2, you could resurrect monsters on top of summoning monsters, and you just had this army. You couldn't even barely see yourself. And I just loved having this horde of monsters following around you, fighting around you. I just loved that. You feel like this like emperor or like king with like this gigantic army that you get to command. So I really love that feeling.
Cool. See, for me, I don't mind the summoning, but when I'm eventually in a fight, I'm just sitting there. I feel like I'm not doing anything. I'm just like summon, summon, summon. I want to
Hmm.
press a button and do damage, and that's why I love like Bone Spear. I love Corpse Explosion. I like that you can still spec in the damage over time, and I thought there's some really cool synergies. I just was concerned. I'm like, oh, if there's ever like minion meta, like I'm really not gonna enjoy that class for myself. I want to press button, do damage, and
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
when you have enough minions on your hotbar, like I'm limited to buttons I can press, which I'm maybe ADHD. I like to press a lot of buttons, and that's why I piano half the time on Sorc, pressing a million buttons at a time. So
That's great. Yeah. No, the Sorc always has had a ton of really, really spammy builds, which I really liked about it too.
yeah, it's a nice rotation. Like you constantly have to use a cooldown, whether it's your conjuration to defensive skills to get your barrier. So you can. It's high risk and high reward. Like you got a skill called Glass Cannon, right? The more damage you do, the more damage you take. Like I love that, and yeah, you don't need much life. I love the way that intelligence works. Skill damage and resistance is just an easier class to get to your resistance cap, which feels good. I know Barb's out there always struggling with your resistance. Like,
Yep.
yep.
we get the armor, but the resistances, yep, that's always a struggle.
All my
Oh,
members of
that's
the community that play Barb, they're like, "Oh, Raven, I'm struggling with resistance," and I look at them like, "Oh yeah, I see why you got this. You need to put fire resistance here, and you got to balance it all out. So depending on what gems, amulets, and rings you get, you need to stack like maybe all fire res in those three. It's crazy. I hate that.
yeah, it's a lot. I
Hate
know.
it.
You have to like basically play Tetris with the resistances to get it all there. But it does have its benefits and it does have its drawbacks. Each class has its own just struggles and boons, I guess you would call them boons and banes.
Yeah, I mean, four weapons. How cool is that, though? I would love
I
to have
love it.
four aspects.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I am hoping that one day those two-handed weapons that we're carrying around all the time, I'm going to be able to take one in each hand and then we can play two-handed barbarian with one. I'm hoping it comes back because we were able to do it in Diablo 2. So I'm hoping.
What about potentially a new ultimate? Dual wield, two weapons, double the damage
I'll
of
put it on.
each. 10
Done.
seconds. Let's
It could be the
go.
worst thing in the world. It could be the worst thing in the world. I'm putting it on. Uh, all right. So the next question I got for you, and this happens, for a lot of people during the season. As the seasons kind of move on, some people tend to lose motivation. When you get to the mid to late season grind, do you have any routines or goals that you set for yourself that kind of give you and keep you motivated to play?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, you know as much as I do, but when you work, you don't get that burnout that a lot of other content creators do. Like if you're home all day, 8, 10 hours a day, you can understand that 3, 4 weeks before PTR comes out, like your season is done. You've probably built all you wanted to. You've done your main builds. I started to test non-meta things and other leveling experiences for the potential in the future of what else I could level with if I got some of those aspects that I might be able to use. Also, I tried to predict future buffs of, all right, this is really underperforming. For example, maybe Charge Bolts. Charge Bolts hasn't had much love. Will we get a Charge Bolts unique next season that might make it better? Or what about Blizzard? Like, these are the two skills that I would expect at the moment might get love into the new season. So what else can we test around it? So I like to, level with something that's completely non-meta, just to see how it feels, the pain points, so I know exactly how to spec into it. I will often play hardcore for the last couple of weeks, just as the challenge, just to go to the end.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
mind a
That's
little bit
cool.
of hardcore. A Gauntlet season, what was that, season 4? I lost my favorite character. I got top
Oh, no.
5 rank on hardcore Sorc. My first ever hardcore
Wow.
character too.
Impressive. Okay.
And I died to a damn spider poison explosion when I was on like a top 3 run. I was 2 seconds away from the end. I teleported into a poison death and blew up, and I was at the end of my stream. I nearly cried. I sat there. I think I've got a short on my YouTube, and I was like a stunned mullet. I was like, took my headset off, took my glasses off, nearly cried. I'm like, that's it for stream, guys. And walked out the place, went for a walk. I was so disappointed.
Oh, oh, brutal.
So,
Brutal. This is why I don't play hardcore. I come back to my game constantly. I'm dead all the time. So I would have character after character after character. It's just I'm so distracted. So I'm very impressed that you can take a hardcore character that far. That is pretty crazy. And I do love playing off meta builds. That's one of my favorite things. And I'm hoping that eventually we can kind of make a shift to these off meta builds not being considered really bad builds, because a lot of the times those builds are some of the most fun builds out there to play. They'll clear all of Torment 4 content. Maybe they won't push your pit up to what, pit 100 or something like that, but taking those off meta builds and seeing how far you can go into the pit, I absolutely love that. And it keeps it fun, refreshing. So this idea of a good build being the top clearing build in the pit, I'm hoping that we can see some change in that.
I agree. I think the problem is that you kind of have to start with something to level your glyphs. It's not fun when
Mhm.
you have to sit there at the front of every dungeon because you're running a not meta build because you just can't get that last 20, 30 glyph levels because of the way that that works. And that sucks. So it takes me back to, what was it, season 6 with Spiritborn? Like, as a sorcerer, I just had to get Spiritborns to level my glyphs. It was horrible.
Mhm.
It wasn't much fun. But as soon as I got to that curve, like my Sorc was still doing all T4 content. I was still able to go through, everything that they had. Like, I could speedrun Undercities. I could do everything. It just, when you played against the Spiritborn, it just one tapped everything. There was such a big
Yeah,
shift in that
I
stuff.
can. Yeah, I can see that. In all of season 8, I actually never got a single glyph up to level 100.
What? Not one.
I Not one. I actually had cleared pit. God, I was in the maybe 110s, but I never did it. I played so many different builds that season that I just kept on bouncing around from build to build to build, and I never really maxed out my glyphs, and I pushed those builds as far as they would go, and I would get little bits of level up here and there, but I never really focused on it, and I just played, and I had a ton of fun doing it. It
Yep.
was very interesting. That was the first season that I've ever done anything like that. I already have my glyphs level 100 in the current season right now on the Barbarian, and I did it without the help of any other class. So
Yes.
it's super. It was just a season where I just completely shifted my focuses, tried something new, bounced around a little bit, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
Yep. It is fun, right? And not doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. It's fun for content creation, but it's also fun for yourself. The thing
Yeah.
that I like is this is probably the one season where I actually am running meta, or maybe other season 4. Like I didn't really run Lightning Spear for those few seasons. I did Chain Lightning and Fireball, and you know, a couple other things with like Blizzard and Meteor, just to not play the complete meta. I did Lightning Spear, I think, for a couple of weeks just to set it up to see how it felt. But yeah, what I really love is testing some of these builds to make them fun, because there are a lot of people out there that don't want to play the meta. But Hydra, for example, this season, I love it because it's the most diverse build that Sorcerer has ever had. There are so many ways to play Hydra that can fit your preference, and it's still going to be viable because you get like 1,000% damage scaling because of your mana and per head of Hydra you
Right.
get. So it kind of gives
Uh-huh.
you this flexibility that, all right, you can cast Hydra, and like every 5 seconds you can kind of put a Hydra down that's going to do big damage. But you're kind of left in this spot with your appendage in your hands. I was trying not to swear. Where you can't do anything for 5 seconds. So you're like, okay, what do I do now? Because all this is like Hydra. Hydra. Or you can spam it, but it's not increasing your damage that much. So you're either like, all right, what core skill can I put in? What mastery skill can I put in? Can I put a basic skill in? And it gives you all these flexibilities to change and chop. And then it's like, all right, do I want to run defensive skills? Or my preference is I like Flame Shield, for example. I like that. Press that button for like, oh snap, I'm going to die or I'm crowd controlled. It feels good. Or you want to play high risk, high reward, more conjurations, more damage, more primordial binding stacks. So you've got this really fun way that you see everyone's Hydra has a very slightly different setup. And for about one build in ages, we've got 5 enchantments that are actually viable, not just 2 for like every build, and everything else is just arse compared. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
it's really nice, the diversity in how Hydra plays. And I went in with the Burning Hydra damage over time. Immortalized, by the way, has been like running Hydra for like the last 5 seasons. He has
I
pushed
know,
this
I
to
know.
the brink. He's like the OG original Hydra guy. We played and had a chat before the season, talked a little bit of strat, and I was like, yeah, cool. I'm going to make a variation on his build, like that fits my preference, and I'm going to level and start and go with that to the end game. And the crit Hydra comes out, destroys end game content. It's really fast, by the way. I've set it up. It's just the instant damage is huge. But now what we see, like as with this point into the season, is that the Burning Hydra does scale more damage and it's got the highest pit clear. I knew it would the whole time. It's just I love that 2 builds of the same that use similar gear, and you can kind of spec both because we have the armory. Like, how good is the armory? You must love it with all your
Oh
builds.
yeah. Oh yeah. Tons. Yeah, I love it. I've already filled an entire armory, and I'm probably gonna have to make another barbarian to fill another one. So
Yeah, I'm the same. I can't believe I filled out my armory. Normally I get like 4 full builds, but because of Hydra, I actually need 4 variants of Hydra. So armory's done with 1 build.
it's amazing. Yeah,
Hmm.
that is awesome. So I'd like to do something a little new with this podcast. We're going to branch out from Diablo 4 just a little bit, give people a chance to get to know the outside of Diablo Raven. So give me 3 fun facts about yourself that most people would not know.
Ooh, I'm probably going to do something that I don't normally talk about, even to my own community, and things that maybe my own community don't know. Um, in my high
That's
school
fun.
years, as a teenager, I was actually a state reserves basketball player. I'm 6'3". I'm actually kind of huge. I've got long legs, so I've got legs for days. But
Wow.
in Australia, state basketball would be like what you call college basketball
Oh,
over
nice.
there.
Okay.
Before you're trying to push
Wow.
to the highest div. I mean, NBA is still a tier above
Impressive.
NBL. But yeah, I was a free throw shooter, so I had a season where I shot 97 from 101 free throws, like almost didn't miss.
Cool.
But
Jeez.
I've been nerfed my whole sporting career. I guess maybe that's where I get some of my competitive side from. But I'm born on New Year's Eve, so the 31st of December. So I popped out and said Happy New Year to my mum. She didn't have the greatest New
Okay.
Year's that year, I think. But that meant like you play under 16s, under 14s, under 12s. It meant I was always playing with bigger boys, like 2 years older. So the difference between being, was it 13 and playing a 15-year-old is very tough. But the body size was
Oh yeah,
different.
100%.
So even though
Yeah.
I'm tall and stronger probably for my age compared to the rest, I wasn't playing all my people in the same grade of high school as me. I was always playing the 2 years
Right.
above. And yeah, so I
Yeah, that
was
makes
like,
a big difference.
strategize. It was like same as Sorc. I'm like, okay, how can we strategize? I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to get good at what nobody else wants to get good at. Everyone wants to be that 3 point shooter. You go to training, everyone's like 20 people are all sitting out there just wanting to hit 3 pointers. Like, I'm just going to go to the free throw line and just nail 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, all day, every day. And the coach eventually noticed it. I got to train with the state team, and yeah, I got called out to state and as the free throw shooter, which also is the most stressful role ever because I only played for like a minute and 20 seconds at state level, where we're
Oh,
down by
wow.
one
Okay.
point. I get called out. They run a play where I have to catch the ball and get fouled and shoot 2 points to win the match. Scary. Like,
That's incredibly scary. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
yeah. So I was actually,
Wow.
yeah, too much adrenaline. Like I
Oh
like
yeah.
it,
Oh yeah.
but I don't want to do that every day. That's too much.
I can imagine. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Other
That
things. What else do I have? Well, I said before, I work. I'm actually a operations manager for a digital marketing agency. So we do website creation, we do website SEO, Google Ads, Meta Ads, and so I'm at a new job and I'm there to implement a lot of systematic changes and work with the team to help growth into the future. And I really love my job. I love what I do, and I think it kind of translates well into streaming. So if anyone's out there that does have some career ambitions or doesn't know what they want to do in life, give digital marketing a go. I'll look into it. One, it's entertaining. It keeps your brain occupied. There are so many strategies and details that you can work on, and it's you're forever learning. Same as like Diablo with updates and seasons, and I think that keeps me interested for a long period of time.
that is really cool. It's exactly what you want out of a job. Something that's going to keep you challenged and keep you thinking. The moment that you stop doing that, it just kind of becomes that grind, and you're just kind of over it and ready for something new. So that's cool.
Yeah, another day, another dawn. The same thing as yesterday.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I've got like I reckon about a year and a half worth of projects I'm already starting to work on, and so much
Wow.
to do. Yeah, excited.
That is cool. So the Raven outside of Diablo 4. So with the expansion pack looming and talks of a brand new character, when the expansion pack launches sometime in 2026, will you be sticking with the Sorc when the expansion comes out, or are you going to pick up that brand new class? At
Great
least for the
question.
launch.
Um, I'm gonna stick with Sorc. Oh, I don't know. It depends, right? So this is this is this is where I get that little contemplation of new class, new opportunity, potentially trying to find something, some interaction that I can make a build off. That I expect that we see Paladin, right? Paladin's just been a fan favorite for so long. Like, if I had to guess, I'll guess that they're going to see a Paladin. Like, nobody knows. We know nothing about it. Partners know squat. I would love to see what we get. They did a new class already. I would expect Paladin. I'd probably even jump into a little bit of D3 and play a bit of Paladin, getting closer to launch date, just as
Nice.
a,
Okay.
understand the holy damage, how some of those interactions work a bit more.
Little refresher.
It's interesting. Like, I'm in two minds when it comes to it, right? 90% of the community will be playing the new class, which means 90% of content creators are going to be putting out information on that new class. So most content is saturated, where if I put out some content for Sorc and come up with something fun, interesting, and really good, then maybe there's more of a target audience for the content that I'm putting out. So I probably will stick with Sorc just because I feel like the market will be oversaturated, and then I'll probably play the new class second. But I got access to the early review build for the Vessel of Hatred, so I was home and playing Vessel of Hatred for 11 days, playing Spiritborn, working on everything before the game came out. So I kind of was lucky and honestly thrilled to have that opportunity to
That
play
is
and release
amazing.
content beforehand. So
So fingers crossed he gets to do that again.
Fingers
I
crossed.
don't even know if they're going to do anything like that this
I,
time or not, but
I don't know.
it sounds amazing.
It was cool, but I actually feel for some of the rest of the community because it does give us an advantage going into, if there's a race, it gives us an advantage. If there was for content creation, it gives us an advantage. There are a lot of people out there that are maybe smaller content creators that aren't part of the partner program, and it feels like they kind of get a little nerf to it. So it's like, hey, it's a massive win for me, and it's really a cool experience, but I guess it can be downheartening for other people. So I
Yeah,
mean,
I can understand that.
there's a
Yeah.
push and pull and a
But when
positive and
I,
negative to everything.
yeah, I didn't get to do any of that stuff. I don't think I was even in the partner program when this came out. I joined after, but I was just super stoked that people got to go do it, even though I didn't get to make any content and I was behind. What I think is kind of cool, and the reason that even if the market is oversaturated, if you have a great community and a base behind you, people want to hear your opinions and your ideas on a class. So people are, no matter what, are going to look to your ideas and your builds. So if you have a really good following that are all like really hyped about this brand new class, I really think that it's your opinion is going to matter more so than somebody else that has created all these builds, and they're going to watch your content no matter what. And I think that even if someone else has an advantage, because no matter what, there are much, much, much bigger content creators out there that make content that most people go and watch. But I still am going to make content because there are people that do care about the opinions that I have and the builds that I put out. So those people that have those bigger followings could be considered at an advantage, but it's really relative to kind of where you're at. And I do like the idea of that we got something brand new. It's new and shiny. People want to know what Raven Ritual has to say about this brand new, super cool class. So it would be really fun to see your opinions and your builds and your variations on it. So, just my thoughts.
Very true. I think as well, like, you don't get that day one experience. Like, when I was at home or I couldn't record, I wasn't like putting out any content for it. I haven't been so happy in like almost all of Diablo
Yeah.
4. Playing the Vessel of Hatred, playing a campaign and the story, because I love the lore. I was there just like almost just talking to myself, like, oh my god, this is so good. Yes, oh, what's this skill do? And like testing the eagle builds. I was in every skill. What does this do? What does this do? How does this work? What can I use? I was just in, yeah, it probably would have been made good content. Yeah, absolutely right.
Exactly. And that's the thing is there's a lot of people that, and this was my argument last time. There are a lot of people that said, oh, everybody's going to be playing it. I don't want to play it. You never will ever get this experience ever again. It will never be the launch of whatever class they're going to be launching ever again. You have one opportunity to be there when that class comes out, like the Spiritborn did, incredibly overpowered, 100% broken, but you still get to be there and experience that and feel it with the rest of the community. I thought it was super fun when I got to do it.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a very fun transition to see what we go into. But to piggyback on these ideas, are you secretly hoping for any particular class style? Let's say like a tanky brawler, or maybe something that's super fast and agile, something like that.
Oh, I guess I'm hoping for another damage type, whether it's a holy damage, like an arcane damage, or something else that's going to have an extra integration. Potentially, what does that make another resistance for us in the future?
Oh yeah.
Depending on where we go with our abilities and our skills and what that looks like, how is that going to evolve and how is it going to change? Like, I'm very excited for the future of Diablo 4. A lot of people know I've been banging on about that this week. There's not too much I want to say further for NDA, as you may know, but yeah, some of us Diablo partners were lucky enough to have a presentation from Blizzard last week, and I really hope we get that transparency for the rest of the D4 community, because this is the best presentation I've seen. Better than any campfire chat, better than any one of their season launches. What they went through, the details, the pain points they're looking at fixing. Not just saying, hey, we're going to fix that, but giving a solution. This is the outcome of what that's going to be. Is awesome. So I guess I'm so excited for what we're going to get, and I just want to instill that hope and that love. That I know there's some problems, and we've had that for a long time. There's masterworking, it's fishing for bosses in pits. It's the same problem over and over again. The end game. I see it on comments on every YouTube video. Make more end game, Blizzard. I'm looking forward to solutions, and I guess that's why I'm going to keep playing Diablo 4. And why I started playing Diablo 4 is I know this game will be around in 10 years' time, and I hope this will be there with all of you.
That is awesome. Great answer. So, I know my thoughts on this, but I want to hear yours. What is your perspective on the current state of the community, both in game and on platforms like Discord, if you have a Discord server, on Twitch, YouTube, for the Diablo 4 community?
I love it. Like, as you know, like this is the most wholesome community, and why I love Diablo 4 and ARPGs as a whole. Like, I came from PvP games, and you watch all the drama backlash on so many YouTube channels of like streamers going, this person did this, blah blah blah, and just like this hate and this backfire. And it's like, I'm not sure if they do that just for views to create drama for it, or I wouldn't like living in a world where, if you're constantly arguing and hating on people. Like, I care about the community, I care about people, and I know you do too, Clippers. You're such a wholesome person. That's why you do so well, and I'm so proud for you. And
Thank you.
that's how it should be, right? Like, I wanted to see you grow, get Mobile Linux Partner, get a Diablo Partner, do what you do for the community, and help people. It's a community of helping, and that's why I'm part of Team Mainstat, where we believe in, people first, and community over everything, and that's part of our motto, and who I am as an individual. So I think what we need is to continue this. Like, we're not fighting each other. We're all on the same goal. We all want to go to get to pit 100. We all want to level. And as soon as I've got stuff that I need for my character, I think everyone does like, oh, this is a really good item. I'm going to save that for someone else that needs help. Oh, let's help level you up. Let's work together, and it's super wholesome. Like,
I couldn't agree more. The amount of support that you see in this game. Yeah, of course, there's always going to be some couple of negative people, but the amount of support and positivity far outweighs the negativity that I've seen, and it is really an amazing experience. It's completely changed around the way that I look at the game and the way that I played the game. It has really been what has kept me going and what keeps me going. Just having all the amazing support. So, for everybody out there that is watching that gets to see this, make sure that you tell everybody else that you know that we appreciate you very much. And for my final question, for all of the baby sorks that are out there that are hoping to hop on and grind, what are 3 tips coming from the Sorc Expert Raven Ritual for anybody that's going to be starting on a Sorc today?
oh, before I answer that question, I want to kind of ask one that's kind of prior to that, because I've had a few people that have just downloaded Diablo for the first time. They go, oh, what should I do first? My first time playing Diablo. And the first thing I say is play the campaign,
Oh,
enjoy the
yes,
story, and learn.
always.
It's just that one experience, and you never get that back again. Like that, playing through the campaign, the cutscenes are amazing. For anyone that's playing Sorc for the first time, I know a lot of people will follow guides, and I love that, but I think the best thing you can do is don't just power level. If it's your first Sorc, don't just power level to 60. Play the class. Like, test everything. Put 5 in a Spark. Test Spark. What does this do? How does this feel? Because you never know when Spark's going to get a buff next season. As long as you kind of know how the interaction works, the lucky hit chances kind of ask, and how often it changes. What does it do? Okay, I know that movement. All right, what does Fireball do? What does this do? What does why is R-Flash better? So for a basic skill, so learn those abilities and find something that you like. You can build, all right, Hydra because it's the strongest build. Cool. But you might just find, oh, Chain Lightning feels really nice to play because it doesn't have that clunky, like, hard-hitting animation to it. It's just really smooth, like, gameplay. Like, you kind of chain hold, you rotate a couple barriers. Oh, wow, after 10 hours of gaming, my fingers don't hurt as much. That's always nice. So,
That's always nice. Yep.
what was the worst season? Season 4 with Firebolt's Immortal Sorc. Oh, after, like, getting that Pit 150 done, I tell you what, my hand was so sore, like, because if you had a split second of a cooldown off, dead. So, yeah. Play what you
That is
like.
awesome.
Find your love.
I
You
agree.
might just like fire. because aesthetically it's pleasing to you. I remember when I first started, like the Inferno, that giant snake just looked amazing. It didn't do anything in the open beta, it did like no damage, but I'm like, that's cool. Yeah, find what you like and fit into something that's aesthetically pleasing and yeah, level from there. Next tip, I guess, would be the biggest tip at the moment and the current meta, and it has been for 9 seasons, is burning damage over time is really, really strong early game. Combustion is such a nice key passive. The reason that burning damage over time works so well as Sorcerer is we have such great aspects, whether you're using any dot because of like combustion, engulfing flames, whether you're using Hydra or even channeling skills. So cool. Paragon as well. You've got so many glyphs and Paragon nodes that just like massively buff your dot. In previous seasons, it fell away endgame, and your crits and whatever interaction could hit the hardest was the best. But yeah, dot is going to pretty much carry you from like level 1 to T4 like very comfortably if you want to level that way.
Nice. Okay. That's a good tip. All right. Well, that was all that I've got for you today. Thank you for all that you do for everybody in the Diablo 4 community. Now, for anybody out there, because some people will just be listening, can you spell out where everybody can find you on all of your social media platforms?
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Clip. I want to say a big thank you to like for being here and putting this out for the community. I've actually watched every single one of these podcasts. It's just something nice to put on after I finish gaming in the night and listening to get to know people. Some really awesome friends of mine from the main stat team too, like Immortalize, Violet. But again, to learn about Dioxide as a teacher, I thought was so interesting. Lurkin's feedback on Sorcerer, through to Beat Dropper on Barb, seeing Rob, and the fun and engagement in that. This is really cool, and I really hope you continue doing this, and even potentially looking at even smaller content creators and like some of the things that they do in the future. I think would be an awesome showcase.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
So
Thank you. I appreciate it.
where are you gonna find me? Well, my name's Raven Ritual 666, but you can call me Raven. If you like skills, builds, and shenanigans, you'll see me live on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and sporadic days of the week. Tonight I will be doing a goth cosplay stream with the famous Miss Kitty. She's trying to get partnered, so we're trying to push her views to get her there. So it's going to be a really, really fun night tonight. I know none of you are going to see or hear this by the time that's out, but you can always watch the VOD later. I'm sure Miss Kitty will put plenty of clips out because she likes to embarrass me.
Beautiful.
YouTube, my big focus at the moment is YouTube, right? I'm really trying to push content out. I'm trying to get partnered on YouTube. I've got all the hours watched. I've easily got 20,000 hours watched per month, and it's just trying to get those subscriptions. I mean, if there's anything you could do that, if you did like to support me, it would be to subscribe to my YouTube. Trying to push for that last 500 subscribers. Just means I can keep doing this kind of content and helping you guys. I do have Twitter. I'm on Discord. I am in the Sanctuary Discord as well as Ecliptus and everyone else out there. Have my own private server with a couple hundred people, and TikToker, right? So TikTok's on the back burner for now. Still, will put out a couple of shorts here and there, but yeah, YouTube is my main goal, as well as live streaming on Twitch like 3 to 4 days a week.
All right. Well, you heard it here. Make sure you go and subscribe. That is all I got for you today. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and I will catch you all on the next episode of Masters of Sanctuary Clipcast.